Hi ladies and gentlemen, Moreno Ravenberg here. This is the video on my work with the Archangel Sandalphon. In this video I'm going to list things that, in short, I'll try to keep things as short as possible. I'm going to list things that I didn't write in the article itself. I was planning on writing this article later, but Sandalphon himself asked me to write the article sooner. In short, Sandalphon is also my second in command. My patron is the Archangel, my Lord Samael, and Sandalphon is my second in command. I've bestowed that title towards him, and he's very grateful for that, of course. He's standing right behind me right now, putting his hand on my shoulder. I can feel him, and I can see him too, out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, like the article states, I was a bit lost after Klonek basically put me on hold. No offense meant to Klonek, he knows that. But things just weren't working out the way that I wanted it to work out, due to Klonek working in a fluctuating and intermittent and unstable way. So after Klonek, I was looking for someone else, and I honestly had to think about this 3 days. Okay, it took me 72 full hours to actually make the decision, and I looked for everything. Okay, I did literally just I viewed everything from every possible angle and perspective regarding Sandalphon. And after I spoke to my patron, he called Sandalphon literally before me. He was like, "Sandalphon, get over here, explain to him what you can do for him," and so to speak. And Sandalphon told me, and he kept repeating, "I'll take good care of you, Moreno. Work with me, and I'll show you how well I can take care of you." And yeah, and here I am. I went ahead with him because I had confirmation via divinations and so on and so forth. I was looking for someone that can provide wealth in a stable and consistent way, you know, without any drawbacks, real drawbacks, or without any, oh, a plane passing by, without any real drawbacks, or without any real negativities. Let's just say without instability, okay, that Klonek, for example, brings about in his work. Sandalphon is a celestial spirit, after all. He's an angel, an archangel. And yeah, my divinations also indicated, and research indicated, that yeah, Sandalphon works in a solar manner, despite the fact that Sandalphon corresponds to Earth, of course, with Taurus as a zodiac sign. And yeah, Sandalphon moves really quick. His degree exactly is 14 degrees in Taurus. And that 14 degrees in Taurus stands for movement. And yeah, I work with Sandalphon, and let's see, what else did I forget to mention? I work with Sandalphon, and I'm standing on my balcony right now of my new house. I rented a new house, like I also mentioned in the article. Yeah, and the rest is pretty much history, okay? Sandalphon works just fine. No drawbacks with Sandalphon, nothing really. Sandalphon works in a stable manner, okay? He constantly seeks to improve, and I will be honest, one or two of his improvements aren't bearing any fruit, but that's okay. The thing is that he's pitching ideas, which is more than normal. He's basically giving you, influencing me, or in the time that I've worked with him, I'm still working with him, of course. I don't intend on stopping working with him, but up to this point, he's influenced me he gave me a bunch of ideas in the sense of do this, do that, and let's just say 1 out of 10 ideas didn't work out, but that's okay. He was just like, okay, it's okay. I thought it was worth pitching the idea to you, but never mind, we'll just move on, because this unfortunately didn't yield fruit, or didn't bear any fruits, or yield any results. Let's see, what else can I say about Sandalphon? Things that I forgot to mention in the article. Sandalphon's appearance. Yeah, Sandalphon is described in that book that I linked, the Dictionary of Angels, also in Enoch, in the book of Enoch, the chapter where Sandalphon is mentioned. He is known as the tall angel, and yeah, Sandalphon is really tall. As a matter of fact, the way that he's standing behind me right now, he's just as tall, at the very least just as tall as my Lord Samael, just basically as tall, a couple of meters, like 3 or 4 meters. That's how he manifests. In the beginning, when I started working with Sandalphon, he manifested as an elvish-looking man, you know, wearing nice black robes and everything, black greenish robes, and I'm sorry, taking food stuck in my teeth. in between my teeth, sorry. And yeah, that is the thing about Sandalphon. That's how he manifested. And he always spoke in a tender voice, you know, a really soft, fragile voice. Fragile as in caring too much about what you think, or not too much, just caring about what you think and really being considerate with your feelings and so on. But as time progressed and I work with Sandalphon, he morphed, and he's kind of like a shapeshifter. He has a lot in common with Burial. He and Burial, these guys, but Burial is the biggest shapeshifter I've seen. Burial almost constantly changes shape, but more clothing. In any case, I'm not going to drift off point. Sandalphon, he is tender in that aspect, okay? He is normal and he was tender, but as of late, let's just say, not as of late, let's just say a couple of months ago, he showed me his really tall form, and he is basically dressed as a Roman soldier, a stereotypical Roman soldier, changing colors. But the color that he keeps in most cases is dark blue, is a color that his apparel is. So basically his robes attached to his armor and related. And his voice is echoey. His voice is really strong and really echoey. Okay, his voice has some kind of echo effect, a really strong, let's just say a fictional god character. That's what his voice sounds like. For the rest, let me see. The correspondences that I work with are on Fridays usually, and I use Venusian correspondences. Since Venus rules Friday, Venus is the closest that I can come to, and he told me it's okay, you can work with Venus, I don't mind. But Sandalphon honestly can't be linked to a specific day because he's the ruler of Earth, or in the Kabbalah, Malkut. So yeah, his specialty, it does lie in material matters and so on and so forth. The rest of the information is listed in the article, but again, results at the end of the day are all that matter to me, and results speak for themselves. When I first started working with Sandalphon, I made what the average person here makes in my current location, in my country of residence. $200 American a day, 250 at the most, up to 300. Let's just say that's what the person makes, okay? After it's been a little over half a year, let's just say 7 months, and right now I make $2,000 on average, 2,000 American dollars, keep that in mind. Again, the results speak for themselves, okay? Previously, I lived in a one-bedroom apartment. I had lived there in that location and in that apartment for 6 or 7 years, ever since 2011, because back then I wasn't able to afford more. And that place cost me, like what? How much did I pay in rent? Let's just say $150, under $150 in rent. Yeah, and right now I've moved to, and that place was lower class. It wasn't the ghetto, but the place was dilapidated, that apartment complex, unfortunately. The owner was a nice guy, but he's an elderly man, and he is basically, his best time is behind him, and the apartment complex that I lived in also reflected that, if you know what I mean. So that place was a low class place, okay? The people in the neighborhood were also, the infrastructure wasn't the best. The people in the neighborhood weren't my neighbor's about to leave. The people in the neighborhood were not too, how should I put it? They weren't the best or they weren't the most successful of people either. And yeah, it's been a week ago or something that I moved to a new location. Right now I've moved to a house, an upper class house, a really nice house. And again, it's a house, it's an actual house. I have a neighbor that lives downstairs in a kind of like a one-bedroom apartment deal, but I live upstairs and I have my own balcony, everything. The place I live in has it has 3 bedrooms. I use one of those bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and kitchen and a living room and everything, right? I'm talking about the place is suited for, let's just say, over 4 people, and I live here all alone. The realtor that rented the place to me asked me in the beginning, I was like, nah. She told me, are you going to live here with your family? I was like, no, I'm living here all by myself. And she was like, wow, you're going to turn this place into a palace, aren't you? A PS, I'm not flaunting my wealth here, okay? I'm not showing off or boasting for myself. Not that I care about who thinks that. I've made that perfectly clear. I don't care who thinks I'm arrogant or who thinks I think too highly of myself. I am simply doing this to demonstrate the effectiveness, like I state in the article, of my skill and what can be achieved. This is only a brief glimpse of what can be achieved when you do everything right as an occultist, the way that I've done. So right now I'm just going to give you guys a small tour of my place. Keep in mind, I haven't decorated it yet, okay? I've only been here for a week, so I need to buy a bunch of things. I need to decorate the place, which I will do shortly. But right now I just took my old stuff and brought most of my old stuff and brought it to this new place. And let me show you guys around. This is the balcony. Yeah, this is the balcony. You can see a neighbor leaving. That's downstairs. It's the neighborhood, nice and green, lots of vegetation. Let me head into the inside right now and show you guys. There you go. Place is freaking gigantic. The fact that you can hear my voice echoing says enough. Just ignore the clothing rack. I left my clothing rack there with clothes on it. That's the back door. So yeah, this is the kitchen, and that is the living room, gigantic, as you can see. Two of my bedrooms are for the guys that I work with. This is Burial's bedroom. As you can see, that's his altar with everything. And this is the where I have the 3 other spirits that I work with. That's C3's altar, that's Satan's altar, and that is Belial's altar. These are the guys I work with by default. They're saying hi right now. They're making a bunch of funny poses. That is that's an alternate bathroom that I use for doing laundry, hence the washing machine being there. And that's the toilet, the first toilet, and so on, blah blah blah. And this is my own bedroom this is my own personal bedroom, bathroom and toilet, blah blah blah. And yeah, this is my bedroom. My patron and my second in command live with me. Just ignore my bed. I sleep on the ground for the time being. That's of course temporary. I'm gonna buy a bed in a couple of days. I mean, I want to buy a new bed. I want to buy all new stuff. That's my Lord's altar, of course, and with all my other stuff. And that's Sandalphon's altar, as you can see. This is the view that I have of the place and everything. All about the 2 bedrooms have air conditioners, as you can see. Mine has an air conditioner. It's on right now. And the only thingy that doesn't have an air conditioner is the only room that doesn't have an air conditioner is Burial. Burial's room has an air conditioner too. The only bedroom that doesn't have an air conditioner is the one with the 3 other guys in it, Belial, Satan, and C3. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I also bought a new phone. I think you guys can tell too. I bought a Sony Xperia Z5. This phone cost me like what, $350. My previous cell phone was $60, and I bought an entirely new phone. This phone is it's really nice. It's a really nice phone. Specifications and everything are great. I think that's also noticeable, like I told you, based on the quality. It's also noticeable based on the quality. I mean, when I take a picture right now, it is, the camera, for example, is 23 megapixels. So that says enough about the quality. The previous one was what? It was barely 5 megapixels or something. Right now, when I take a picture, wow, quality is off the charts. And from now on, my videos are also going to be, I think you've seen that on the non-occult based videos, the one that I did on the crossing the Canadian border illegally, and the whole migrant crisis in Europe. Those videos, you can tell that the quality was better, and I was already in this location, and I was already using my new cell phone. So hence me being able to record. I've been talking for over 10 minutes, I'm sure. But thank God, thanks to this new phone and its internal storage, I can literally record like what, up to an hour or 2 hours even, without having to worry about the size and whatnot. In any case, that's it on Sandalphon. He is the only one up to this date that I've given. I was so impressed with him that again, like I said, that's why I told him, if you want, you can be my second in command. My Lord Samael as my patron, he's my first, he's my everything, but you come in second place, you're second in my book. And he told me, yeah, it's a great honor. The fact alone that you asked me something like that already really makes such a deep impression on me. So yeah, that's basically it, and that's why I have their altars in my home, okay, in my bedroom. And I told them I want you two guys with me at all times, okay? So that's why their altars are in my bedroom, and the other ones are set apart. The other guys that I work with primarily are for customer work, when customers want things done. So you can choose between Burial, Belial, C3, and Satan. Each one of them has their specialties, and I've already pimped out their altars and everything. I got them a bunch of gifts and so on. But in any case, I'm not going to drift off point again, okay? This is about Sandalphon. And there you go in the way of effectiveness. There is nothing else that I can say about Sandalphon. Since Sandalphon also corresponds with Earth, I get him a bunch of things too that are vegetative related, like maybe fruits, and I haven't gotten him fruits. Let's just say plants and so on. That can also be seen on the picture that I uploaded of his altar. And make no mistake, Sandalphon, he drains the shit out of those plants. A normal plant, right? Let's just say plants that I get him that are suited for indoor plants, okay, pot plants. These plants are, generally, they last for at least half a year or something. Well, after putting it on Sandalphon's altar, it drains in a month. Believe me, I can literally see it draining before my very eyes. I can go to bed, I can wake up over the course of a week, and I'll openly see those leaves starting to turn brown or green or yellow. I can see Sandalphon literally just draining the energy from those plants. He doesn't literally drain them, but the very fact that his energy flows through them takes such a toll on those plants, his divine energy. It takes such a toll on those plants that that the plant can't handle it, and that plant dies off sooner or later. But it's okay, I don't mind. I get him new plants regularly. I get him new plants like once every, I think every 2 or 3 days. 2 or 3 months. Not even 2 or 3 months. Once every month or two at the most, at the longest. And let's see, what else did I forget to mention? Sandalphon also gave me a bunch of great ideas, other brilliant ideas on what to do and how to do it. So he literally, basically, he manages everything, my entire financial life. He gives me ideas. Hey, listen, do this, do that. You'll see the results will be great, and so on. And he's also given me ideas on other long-term projects that will definitely prove to be beneficial in the long run. The thing is that you don't notice it, or that I don't. I'm so caught up in doing my thing that I only become aware of it later. My intuition immediately tells me, "Hey, wait a minute. This wasn't one of my ideas. He put that idea in my head, and then he goes like, okay, you got me. I'm the one doing this. I'm the one giving you these ideas, but I'm being subtle about it. I don't want to interfere in your whole thinking process and everything." So yeah, there you go. The merit of working with Sandalphon. And that is pretty much it. He's telling me to tell you guys about the beauty of this place. Look at nature and everything. He's just yanking my chain, okay? He's just joking with me. So he just told me, I'm just kidding. It's okay. You already showed them that. Yeah, I already showed you guys that. So yeah, that's basically it.